after the Federal Housing Finance Agency referred Letitia James for potential criminal prosecution over alleged mortgage fraud, something James strongly denies.
The allegations are baseless. The allegations are nothing more than a revenge tour.
Welcome back, Warriors. It's me, Linda B. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. Now, Letitia James. Now, this is real. This is real bad for her. This is absolutely huge. She has an ethics complaint against her. You know, the New York Attorney General that went after President Donald Trump for mortgage fraud. And then we later found out that she has a lot of mortgage fraud in her past. We're going to talk about that today because this woman is in real big trouble, and this is no joke. This is for real. We're going to talk about that today, but don't forget to smash like, comment, share, subscribe, hit all notifications so you never miss a video that I post. Kindly ask that you watch the video to the very end. Now let's get into it. We're going to start off with a clip from Fox News, and then we're going to get into the very details and to the nuts and bolts of this ethics complaint.
So Tish James is lawyered up. She's hired Hunter Biden's old attorney to represent her in a story you first heard right here on The Angle. Fox's Christina Coleman has all the details. Hey, Christina.
Hi, Charlie. Great to see you. This is a major follow-up in a story first broken by The Angle. High-profile attorney Abby Lowell is the lawyer representing New York Attorney General Letitia James. And today, he sent a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi arguing the Department of Justice should reject a request to prosecute James over allegations of mortgage fraud. He says the criminal referral against James is improper political retribution and lacks any credible foundation. In the letter, he said, quote, "The stunning hypocrisy of President Trump's complaint that the Justice Department had been politicized and weaponized against him is laid bare as he and others in his administration are now asking you to undertake the very same practice." He sent this letter after the Federal Housing Finance Agency referred Letitia James for potential criminal prosecution over alleged mortgage fraud, something James strongly denies.
The allegations are baseless. The allegations are nothing more than a revenge tour.
Officials within the Trump administration say differently. They accuse James of using falsified records related to property she owns to receive favorable loan terms. And while her attorney is accusing the Trump administration of weaponizing the DOJ, some legal analysts and many Republicans question James's use of the justice system.
This is a person who prosecuted Trump for everything short of ripping a label off a mattress.
Lowell is asking the DOJ for a quick response to his letter requesting they reject the criminal referral against James alleging mortgage fraud.
Well, what you gonna do when they come for you, Big Tish? Well, girl, we're gonna look into this a little bit more. We're just going to take another quick look at this, Warriors. And again, I just want you guys, I will say this. I did look up some information about whether or not a New York Attorney General can use their license. This woman is in trouble for losing her license. You remember what happened to Fani Willis when she was taken off the case against Trump for the, cheating in the election or whatever they called it. I can't think of it right now, but election interference is what it was. And she's got a whole bunch of trouble of her own. But this article is coming by way of Fox News. It says New York Attorney General Letitia James is the subject of a new state level ethics complaint filed by pro-Trump legal nonprofit First Legal. The AFL complaint filed last week adds to the recent woes for James, who's also facing a criminal referral from the Trump administration related to accusations of mortgage fraud. Let me just again repeat the mortgage fraud in case you are new to my channel. Letitia James went after Donald Trump for overestimating his properties and to get more favorable terms is how she put it. But there was literally no person who was a plaintiff that said, oh my gosh, we got hurt by this man. It was literally one judge who was compromised, no jury, and that was it. And they just did whatever they did to contort the law so they could put some kind of criminal charge or some kind of civil charge on him. That's what they did in all of Donald Trump's cases, every single last one. I know people who don't like Donald Trump don't want to hear that. Well, he did that. He's a rapist. He's not. Lies, hoaxes, proven to be such. And I can get the receipts on that. But they just want to be able to say that, and whatever makes them go to bed at night, whatever. But the thing is, she actually allegedly lied on mortgage applications saying that she was married to her father. That was one of them that sticks out like, what? Which I don't think she did that. I believe this was just an attempt to get better terms. One of the units, apartment buildings, had 5 units instead of 4. And she said it had 4, but the certificate of occupancy said it was 4. She said that she was the primary resident in her Norfolk, Virginia property. And I showed you a video on that about a man on the street that clearly she wasn't living there, because you can't live in Virginia and be the New York Attorney General. No, you cannot. So she lied there as well to get favorable terms. So it's lie after lie after lie, not just one lie, not just 2 lies. We got like a history of lies of mortgage fraud, allegedly, from Big Tish, New York Attorney General Letitia James. But I'm going to continue reading this right here. For a state prosecutor who has maligned the president of the United States for political gain, public accountability will serve as a cure to Letitia James's endless lawfare and abuse of power, AFL Vice President said in a statement to Fox News Digital. The complaint was filed with the New York State Unified Court Systems Committee on Professional Standards, the state-level entity that handles discipline matters for attorneys, whose principal office is in the Albany region. The complaint requests that the Attorney Grievance Committee open an investigation, into James over accusations of mortgage fraud levied against her earlier this month by the Federal Housing Finance Agency. And these are the America First Legal. This is dated April 24th, 2025, from the Committee on Professional Standards. And this is Albany, New York, to the Committee on Professional Standards. America First, AFL, is a national nonprofit organization working to protect the rule of law, due process, and equal protection for all Americans. We are writing to file a complaint against New York Attorney General Letitia James based on information that has recently been made public. On April 14th, 2025, William J. Pulte, Director of U.S. Federal Housing, sent a letter to Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, referring Mrs. James for criminal prosecution. This says criminal. All right. Remember when I tell you that the demon rats accuse other people of the very thing that they're doing? How do you know what they're doing? Look at what they're accusing the other person of. That's what they're doing. All right. And it goes into evidence, indicates that Mrs. James falsified bank documents. It goes into property records to acquire government-backed assistance, loans, and more favorable loan terms. While serving as the AG for the state of New York, she purchased a home in Norfolk, Virginia, and declared that it was her primary residence. And these are things that I already told you about. So they go into this. Also, evidence has been provided that James purchased a multi-dwelling unit. We talked about that. And it's just so much that is just rules of professional conduct. As the New York Rules of Professional Conduct preamble states, a lawyer is an officer of the legal system who has a duty to uphold the law and promote the administration of justice. A lawyer should further the public's understanding, trust, and confidence in the rule of law and the justice system, because in a constitutional democracy, legal institutions depend on popular participation and support. So she has violated her office. And it goes on to go into other things and independent studies. And it just goes on to state a lot of different things. And I'll read you the conclusion here. Significantly, as the chief legal officer for the state of New York, Ms. James ought to aspire to the highest ethical standards. She cannot aspire to the highest ethical standards. She's a demon rat. They have no high standards. Instead, it appears she has repeatedly traded in her integrity for a monetary benefit through deceiving lenders and the public in pursuit of personal enrichment. Such actions harm the rule of law and bring disrepute to the profession. Mrs. James' conduct, if it is as alleged, shows that she has failed to uphold the letter and spirit of the rules of professional conduct. The New York Bar Committee on Professional Standards for the Albany region should immediately launch an investigation into Mrs. James' actions, and if it determines the allegations are true, and these are allegations, I'm saying alleged as well, impose appropriate discipline. So it's stating if these things are true, that they impose appropriate discipline. As Mrs. James herself previously explained, no matter how big, rich, or powerful you think you are, no one is above the law. I'm sorry, I tried to do her voice right there. Oh, Big Tish, what are you going to do? I want to show you one more thing because she really, honestly could lose her license. And again, this is just, an overview. I know it's AI, Google, whatever, but sometimes they do tell the truth every now and then. Yes, an attorney general, because I put in the question, can a New York attorney general lose their license for, going up, having ethics problems and complaints and things like that? And it says, yes, an attorney general in New York can lose their law license due to an ethics complaint, even if they are holding a public office. I repeat, yes, an attorney general in New York can lose their law license due to an ethics complaint, even if they are holding a public office. The New York rules of professional conduct apply to all licensed attorneys in the state, including public officials like the attorney general, which is what Letitia James is. Violations of these rules can lead to disciplinary action, including license suspension or revocation. Wow. And they elaborate a little bit more in here, and it just goes into things. Disciplinary process. If an ethics complaint is filed, a grievance committee will investigate the matter, potentially requesting records, interviewing witnesses, or deposing the attorney. If a violation is found, the appellate division of the state Supreme Court will decide on the appropriate disciplinary action. Big Tish, you are in big trouble, because the things that you tried to put on President Trump were just made up, convoluted, orchestrated, manufactured. But we have paperwork on you. It looks like these are allegations, okay, against her. And remember, Big Tish, no one is above the law. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Don't forget to smash like, comment, share, subscribe, hit all notifications so that you never, ever miss the video that I post. You all be blessed. Love God, your families, these United States of America, and march on, warriors.